Hi, I'm Roy Murphy. You're watching the Bitconnect YouTube channel. Coming up in today's video, Bitcoin Cash market reaction plus $1,000 reinvest. Hello everyone, I'm Roy Murphy. Welcome back to the Bitconnect YouTube channel. Today we are going to be looking at the markets. We're going to be looking at the reaction of what happened over the last few days with Bitcoin Cash, looking at digging into the reasons why it did what it did, and now we're in this consolidation mode. And we're also going to be doing our first $1,000 reinvest. So let's start with the reinvest side. So what I'm going to do, if you've noticed over the last few weeks, I've been moving all of the referral fees from the lending wallet to the Bitconnect wallet. So I move this figure every single day. I move it into Bitcoin and then move the Bitcoin so I can diversify my cryptocurrency. So I keep everything very separate. And the reason why I keep it separate is because of the Bitconnect calculator. I want the figures that were predicted from day one. I want to showcase what the Bitconnect calculator can do. So we've been keeping everything separate, and if we do decide to bring any of this money in, we actually do that as a new loan. So we can add it to the calculator, we can add it to our calculations, and our predictions will be very, very accurate. So we'll look at that. So first of all, let's make sure that we've got all of our referral fees out. So I've just done a refresh, and what we should do now is maybe transfer any extra that may have come in the last few minutes. So I've had another $1.10 come in, so we're going to move this out and we're going to do a transfer, and we're going to keep everything extraneous to the system that has come from referral fees into the Bitconnect wallet. So whilst we're waiting for this to be moved across, let's go to the exchange area and bring the referral fees figures into Bitcoin, and then we'll move that into our wallet, and then we'll do our $1,000 reinvest, and then we'll look at the market. So let's go to our market page. So what we want to do now is actually go down straight away. We're not even going to look at the markets. We're going to do the last price. We're going to go to last. We're going to sell all that 1.77. We're going to sell the Bitconnect coin, and we're going to confirm. Okay, so Bitconnect coin sell placed at 1.77 or 0.3 something coins, and I think that's gone already. That's already been exchanged. It's been picked up because the market was growing. So if we scroll all the way to the top, you can see I've now got 0.06 in my Bitcoin wallet. So we'll move that over in a second. So what we need to do now is go through our lending wallet and do our first $1,010 reinvest. And the reason why we're going to save up to do the 1,010 is because we get the extra 0.1% every single day. So let's take a quick look at the markets, and let's try and see if we can understand what's been going on. So if you look at the market cap in the last 24 hours, it's gone from 200 billion to 213 billion. That's a big jump in one day. And there's a reason for that. Now, I think of the big reason why it dropped from, say, 205 down to 200 and back up to 213 billion is because of the day traders. And the day traders, if you notice that what happened with Bitcoin Cash, it went from around $600, and within 48 hours it had gone up to $2,500. There was a big pump in the system, and with all big rises becomes a considerable fall, which was predicted at the time. So last time we did a video on Bitcoin Cash as the market was actually rising. Now I think at the time it was around $1,600, but we didn't know. We could anticipate that it was going up, but we didn't know where it was going to stop, and we didn't know where it was going to fall. So I made a prediction at the time when it was at $1,600 that as soon as it had finished, if the peak was at $1,600, it would probably consolidate around the $850 to $950 mark. Now this continued all the way up to $2,500. So we're now seeing over the last 2 days it's been steady at around $1,200 to $1,300. So if you look at what has actually happened now, the clever thing is that this is market manipulation. It probably was deliberate, and it was very clever with the timing. Now, day traders don't trade. They set their levels, usually on a Friday, last thing for the weekend, and they'll set their upper sell limits. So say Bitcoin Cash was at, say, $800. What they may do is set their automatic sellout in their FX trading platforms. They may have set it at $1,100 or $1,200. So there would have been a mass exodus. There would have been money within the supply. So it would have been underbought, and the people capitulating on Bitcoin Cash would have bought it at that growing rate. So what they did, they caused a spike by actually selling Bitcoin, their holdings, and this was a group, partially from China, and a massive group in South Korea, pumped nearly $4.5 billion worth into Bitcoin Cash, which actually made it spike, which over the weekend, because they weren't being monitored, and those sell rates in those FX trading platforms would have automatically sold and flooded the system. This is why they actually pumped the system on the weekend. So this is something that we may see more and more, and this is one of the, I wouldn't call it a problem, but it's one of the subtleties and features of cryptocurrency, especially with the fact that day traders have always traded with other traders historically. So fiat currencies, there's been an open and a close time. Those open and close times, they're 24 hours, 7 days a week in the crypto world. Crypto never sleeps. But those market reactions with the day traders, now we have a lot more day traders actually trading throughout the weekday. They are very particular about the peaks and troughs throughout the day, and they will go home and they will set their sell rates, and they're usually a lot higher than what they are in the stock market, but they are still fairly conservative, so that they'll come back Monday morning and whatever gains, if it's gained 5-10% over the week, they would have got their 4-5%, which they're happy with. Day traders are happy with 4% per day. So Bitcoin Cash, so look at the Bitcoin, it's now consolidated again. It's dropped from the 7,700 that it was, and it dipped to $5,500. Now those of you that were clever, who noticed that all of these altcoins that have all made massive gains in the last couple of days, some of these have gone crazy. EOS has gone up 60-70% over the last 2 days. So I was lucky enough to diversify at the right time, seeing that Bitcoin had dropped off and that Bitcoin Cash was going crazy. So we've reached that consolidation mark now. If we look at Bitcoin Cash now, from the day before the big jump, it had already raised to around $1,100. From the 800 that it was before, or 660 it was before. Now, when I woke up and actually managed to log in the next day after a hard day at the office, we were being pumped up to around this mark. I noticed that it had gone crazy again for the second day. Now, I was very, very tempted, with Bitcoin actually dropping over $1,000 at this point, to actually buy in and get on the rise, but you never know when the rise is going to fall. So I thought, well, it's gone up $1,000 already in one day. Let's catch it on the bounce. So I knew there was a bounce coming. So the bounce got to here. Now, if you look at this on CoinMarketCap, you will see that it actually reached nearly $2,500. Now, this isn't a true representation. It's probably more of a true representation than anything else, but bearing in mind you've got day trading and you've got the crypto market, and this is an amalgamation of different exchanges that tell you how the price is going on all the combined indexes and exchanges. So I knew a lot of this pumping money was coming from the automatic sells from day traders. So I wanted to know, what is the difference between what's on CoinMarketCap, where it's predominantly altcoin traders, Bitcoin traders, Bitcoin Cash traders, and mainly altcoins, to something like Bitfinex, where you have a lot more day traders during the week. So some exchanges like CoinDesk, Coinbase, had Bitcoin Cash going well above $2,500. So I wanted to actually look at this here. So this is Bitfinex. You'll see that the peak here is actually around $2,100. So this is more representative of what the day traders were doing. So this is the most powerful rebound rate on a Monday morning when they come back and they start consolidating their figures for the Monday and for the rest of the week. So I got to around about here when I saw it going crazy, around about the $1,600 mark, and I could see here on the RSI, this is the relative strength index, that it was undersold. So I knew that it was going to go up, but I also knew there was going to be a big bounce, but you never know where the bounce actually drops back off again. So around about here I decided they're still going up, but I didn't know where, I didn't know how high, but I knew I'd catch it on the bounce before the consolidation. So the bounce actually went all the way up to 2100, and then I actually bought, I believe I bought around about here yesterday. So I waited and waited and waited and waited until it got to the bottom, until this RSI got to below 40 on the index chart, and then I bought back some Bitcoin Cash. So if we look, I've actually diversified some more here. You can see I actually sold half of the $1,000 or so Bitcoin into Bitcoin Cash just to catch the bounce, and we're diversifying across the board. So if you look at like District X and Salt and Gnosis, Funfair, EOS has gone crazy, Aragon's up, Argo's up, Basic Attention is up over the week. You can see by diversifying, now I've actually made about, just in the last day, about $500 just by diversifying. If I'd kept that in Bitcoin, I would have lost over $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, and with the rate that I had, probably about 0.75, I would have lost about $500. So I've actually gained by diversifying, which is why it's important. If you'd have actually held everything in Bitcoin, okay, long term, you always make money with Bitcoin, but all of these, most of these altcoins are actually deflationary, just like Bitcoin. So long term, you will always win as well. So if you diversify, you choose some of the ones that you actually believe in, and then you won't go far wrong, long term anyway. So we've covered the markets. So we've now reached this consolidation line over the last 2 days. So this consolidation mark is around about the $1,200 mark. And this is probably the reset now, and then this will go up or down. You know, I imagine that lots more people will now be getting into Bitcoin Cash. Now it's on everyone's radar. And there are valid reasons. It does have certain improvements over Bitcoin. But again, it's up to you. Diversify is the key. So let's go back to our Reinvest. So let's have a little look. So we're going to move some Bitcoin. So let's do that first because we haven't covered that much. So we're going to go to the sell area. So if we go back to the dashboard, what we need to do is to go to our Send Bitcoin wallet, and we're going to sell all. So we're going to go all. Let's make sure we get our addresses correct. So let's go to our Bitcoin wallet. We're in Bitcoin. Make sure you're not in Bitcoin Cash because you'll have the wrong address. So make sure we're in Bitcoin and then go receive. And then we're going to copy. So we've now got our file ending in SQ2. So you always need to make sure that you've got the correct addresses. We're going to paste. So we're going to bring all of that out. Okay. We're going to confirm. And that's a success. We brought that over there. So I think if that's about, what is that, 1.7, so it's probably about $320, $330 in Bitcoin Cash over to Bitcoin. So we can get rid of that, and we should hear the little clink as soon as that goes through. Now the reason why a lot of exchanges stopped transfers between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash is because of the Bitcoin. There we go, it's just come through. So we've now got over $1,000, and we can see how that looks in the portfolio. So Bitcoin's gone up. So we're back to over $1,000 in Bitcoin, 24%. So the reason why a lot of these exchanges, Exodus included, actually had a big red splooge here. And if you clicked it, it took you to their information page. And it actually informed you that the charges for Bitcoin were so high during that time because of the amount of movement and the amount of transactions in and out of Bitcoin. So they actually stopped those transfers for a period of 24 hours. And it was good because some of the charges were astronomical during that time because the Bitcoin mempool was so high because a lot of the miners had actually moved over to Bitcoin Cash to capitulate on the gain. So they're all back again. The dust has settled, so everything's back to normal. We've gone back down from the $200, 216. It went to its low, and we're back up to 264. So we're 90% recovered. With Bitcoin going back up to 6.8. We're still $900 below its peak, but it was averaging around 7.2 anyway. So we're 90% recovered from the big dip. So we've done our reinvest. No, we haven't done our reinvest. We've just moved our Bitcoin. So let's do our reinvest. Let's do what you came here for. So we're now. I haven't moved this to the Bitconnect, so we're not doing a new loan. We're going to do this as a $1,010 reinvest. So let's do that. So, accrued profit. So we're not going to do all this time. We're actually going to make it 1,010. Let's check the figures as we scroll down. So we're doing a 1010 reinvest, and confirm. So this one is actually 239 days, not 299. So we get the extra 1.1%, confirm, and close. There we are. It's a $1,010 reinvest. So we need to add that to our calculator. So we're now on day 80. We started off with $2,250. Bitcoin at the time was 4,500. So this is exactly 0.5 was my initial start. So on day 80, and you can see from day one, it predicted that we were going to do our $1,010 reinvest on day 82. Okay, so we're now doing our last one today on day 81. So there's a day's difference. So it was pretty accurate. Okay, so you can see that we have the interval reinvest turned on. So you can see all of these different new lens I've put in over time, which recalculates all of these here, and you can see that we've been hoarding from the 30th of October. So for this month we haven't put in any new lens, and it was predicting from day one that we put our 1,010 in a day later, but that's pretty good for a predictive calculator. So if we go to our actual page, you can see now that we're on the November the 16th. Today is 0.48. Tomorrow we're expecting $30, and today we had 110. We can see that the time that we put in was 5 a.m. So the average rate over time has been 0.97. So that average rate there actually includes the true rate. So it's the true rate including the base rate plus any 0.1s from our initial reinvest and the reinvest that we've just done. So the average rate is 0.9, which is what we've set, and that is going against our projected. So our projected figures are here. So you can see we're holding out and doing a big reinvest for tomorrow, which is the prediction. So if we go to the graphs, you can see that flat line there is where we're holding out, and then our daily rates have gone up. So in 2 days time, when we should have done our reinvest, this will jump up to where we should have been, and we're back on track again. So that's how this is working. The reason why we've got the big jumps here is because we actually put more money in on the actual page. If we go to the projected, we can see that we actually put more money in as new lens. So that is all tracked in the graph. Okay. So we need to actually go back to our Bitconnect page, go to our actual graph, stick in the time of 5 a.m. I think it was actually 5:01, and we put our reinvest in for this particular time at 1,010. There we go. So what's next on the list? So I think we've got, it's predicted, I think it's 18 days until we can do another $1,010 reinvest. But we will continue using the system and going over, moving our wallet, segregating everything. So if we look now at our totals, if I scroll all the way down, you can actually see the level bonuses now is at 5,430 earned. The total volume of everyone within Team Smurf is 135,960, and you can see the breakdowns here. You can see that my level 1 there's 61,000, level 2 is 48,000, and there's 25,000 in my level 3, and there's no bonus anymore now for level 4, so that's why it's a zero figure there. And if we go down to our referral page, you can see Team Smurf here. There are now 72 people in the first line of the team, and in total with the second layer and third layer we're now at I think there's 110 members in total. So welcome to all those new members, and we will carry on. We'll do our daily reinvest every single day. So that is my promise to you. Every single time we have enough money now to do $1,010 reinvest, so we're only doing 1,010 now, so we're holding out. Every time we get any interest from the system, we are always going to compound everything. It's only the referral fees that I'm moving, so this is my passive income whilst we're doing this saving, and that is what is shown up here in my diversification. So diversify, like and subscribe. We'll see you all in the next video.
This video was brought to you by Team Smurf. We bring you new videos each and every day. To join our team, click the referral link below this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and interact with us in the comments box below. Bitconnect, creating wealth for everyone.